Of them. All right. You're welcome. And I didn't know because you can't tell when you on YouTube or Instagram, which is strange, but let's keep going. The last thing that I left. Oh, you just sent the. Oh, you sent the video. Moving on. All right, that's funny. Um, I play too much. I can't with my. All right. Um, I think like she giving all the juice and I'm missing it. I know, and it was really good information, but I'll start over because I was just going to say this part is actually very important. So moving from 3D survival energy to 5D alignment, trust, and purpose. Your ego may resist, but your higher self is in full command. And this is the truth. So this is where we go through those death and rebirths. We go through those ego deaths. We go through those purgings. We go through all of that information and all of that darkness that we kind of want to strip away from ourselves. That's when we cleanse the chakras, we realign the chakras. This is a deep and dirty process. And that's why a lot of people do not make it through. Okay. So the thing about it in the 3D is that when you're in the 3D, I think we also, yeah, I think we spoke about this before about worshiping money, right? Worshiping material possessions. Those things are nice, but those are not things that you worship. Okay? Those are not things that you worship. So that's a part of transforming from that 3D to that 5D because when you worship it, that's when you sell your whole soul for it, right? People will literally sell their soul for $1. I don't know why I keep anyway, when you transfer to the 5D, when you transfer into the 5D, you align with trust and your purpose. So that's when you can make money from your gifts. That's when you make money doing what you love to do. That's when you make money living in your purpose. Even if your purpose is still working for someone else, you find joy in your life. You find joy and wholeness and peace within yourself. And that's a different type of experience that nothing in this world can give you but doing that work, right? Because as long, I'm not going to say that because some people like the 3D. But once you ascend and you're done and you're finished with the 3D, you start to ascend to that 5D. You ascend with your alignment, your purpose, and your passions. That's when you feel good about yourself. That's when you're happy with life. That's when you're happy with the people, the places, and the things around you that you're experiencing. Okay. And a lot of, I'm going to be completely honest, y'all. A lot of people are not there, which is why a lot of people who are spiritually gifted, who are truly aligned, are not people that rock with a lot of other individuals. They are people who are mainly isolated by choice, not that we don't want to be, because we don't want to be around people. We can be around people if we want to. We're actually very, very popular. Most of us have a plethora of people who really want to be in our energy, but we don't want to be in everybody else's energy, especially once you get to this level, because you truly start to see who people are and you truly start to see the darkness that dwells within people. And that's a part of the experience from transitioning from the 3D to that 5D. It's not always just about the material possession and the gains. It's about the physical and the inside and who you are and the things that you attract. The relationships get better. Your finances automatically get better by default. The things that you experience get better, your outcomes in life get better, and things just simply work out for you. At the end of the day, we all go through life, but once you transition from that 3D survival energy to the 5D, everything is just flawless. That's what it looks like to other people, right? But that's because when you walk with Christ consciousness, everything is seamless because you know how to work and flow with the universe, period. And with God, the God within you, within yourself. Do you guys have any questions? This was such okay, cool. You said my chakras need a deep cleansing. So we actually, your chakras is doing a deep cleansing right now. Yeah, your chakras are doing a deep cleansing right now. Little do you know. Little do you know. But being on a personal candle, because that was the purpose of the chakra, the group candle, but being on the individual candle, it would be stronger because it would be personally for you. But right now, that's what that candle, the group candle that we did last week. So you can kind of feel some of the symptoms of that. You may be experiencing that as well. Because I think you were on the first, yeah, you were on the one last week that we got going on now. Okay. Did you have any questions? Or any other questions? If not, I can keep going. And we're about to finish up. This was good. Okay. I think we good. So I'm gonna keep going. Keep going. Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep going. Um, Drink lots of water. This is how to support yourself throughout your ascension symptoms journey. And mind you, the journey, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Anyone trying to mess with the connection shall you be blinded in your own magic and binded in your own magic. Ashe, amen, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yahweh, for protecting the connection. Ashe, amen, and so it is. Okay, cool. So this is how you support yourself during your spiritual ascension. And what I mean by support yourself, think of it like postpartum, because I have a lot of women that are part of my community. So many women experience postpartum or just depression in general. Ashe, because I ain't never experienced that. You feel me? Shit. I experienced prepartum with that last motherfucker every time. Jesus Christ, I said it again. Annihilate the situation. Is something wrong with them? I don't know what it is, but I have to discover it. No attachments, no attachments, no attachments. He's a fucking demon. Anyway, sorry, had to had to get it had to get it off my chest. Lots of water because, like I said, you're purging, you're purging, you're purging. So when you purge, of course, you have to rehydrate. Just like when we were in, well, I said when we were in, like y'all was with me. I'm cracking up. When I was in a Temescal, right, in Mexico, if I would have went in there and not drunk a lot of water, I would have passed away. I would have hyperventilated. I would have been, no, it would have not been a good situation. It would have not been a good situation. Okay. So yeah. Make sure you drink lots of water. You can also do a lot of berries because you need H3O. H3O, not just H2O, okay? And the way that you get H3O is through fruits. You can do water-based fruits though, watermelons, cantaloupes, honeydew. You can do honeydew as well. Grapes. I only suggest doing grapes if they are seeded. Please do not do unseeded grapes. Do seeded grapes. If you can't find them, do red grapes, not the green ones, okay? You can also, I think I said watermelon. I think I said watermelon. Okay. Also kiwis, blueberries, yeah, basically antioxidants. Exactly. Look at you. Period. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay. Antioxidants. Exactly. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Okay. So you can also ground daily. The different ways that you can ground is by walking barefoot. Those are hard to find now, extremely hard to find. The only time, matter of fact, let me not give up my resources because I don't know who's listening, and I can't give up my resources. You're gonna have to pay for that. But yeah, and plus we're in different areas anyway, so completely different parts of the world, which I love. I love that about my community. Like everybody is everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in Kansas? Like literally, who lives there? Like that's crazy. When she told me she lived in Kansas, I was flabbergasted utterly. Anyway, moving on. Please, don't, please don't. Matter of fact, I gotta make my video today too. Yeah, this motherfucker, this shit crazy. All right, let's keep going because I want to wrap it up. We about to be done. About to be done. This is literally the last section. We've been here for like an hour and a half. This is kind of crazy. But thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for joining me. I told you all I will host this free course for you or free class because it's a lot of information to take in, and I know it's a lot that you guys go through on a daily basis. So it's definitely important to keep up, making sure that everybody is well taken care of and provided for. Okay, receiving all the information you need to succeed. Damn, that went fast. It always goes fast when you're having a good time. Then it definitely was like an hour and a half because I got on here like around 3. Yeah, I got started like 3:15, so like 45. Yeah, that was about like a good hour, like an hour 15, not an hour and a half, like hour 15. I still have a lot of questions. Type them, type them, type them. I just wanted to get through the information. That's all. That's what we're here for. It's a Q&A, but it's also a class. That's why I wanted to call it a Q&A and a class because I wanted to educate you guys and give you guys more information about the ascension symptoms because I noticed in the readings you guys have been like going through a lot. So you guys have been going through a lot. I told you I'm trying to know some shit. I cannot. I love that. Okay. Well, this is still a Q&A, so drop all of the questions that you have. When I'm out of town, I be tripping, I be on. How to identify when I'm picking up on projected energy. I'm still struggling with this one. How to identify when I'm picking up on projected energy. I'm not gonna lie, that takes practice. And that's not something that's I'm still gonna keep talking, but I got the munchies. um I got the munchies. So that's really hard. I don't say it's hard. Let me rephrase that, right? So the thing about projections, I feel like projections are allowed in the human experience to build your discernment. And what I mean by that is we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And in that human experience, we have to discern those who are of Christ consciousness and those who are not. Period. It's only two types of people in this world. And I'm going to say it just like that, Christ consciousness, or just consciousness, higher consciousness, being aware of the unseen, right? And then there are people who are just simply not aware. And that's the truth. Like, and hopefully that makes sense. So when projections happen, most people don't even realize that they're projecting. So for instance, right? And I'm gonna give myself as an example. I told you I'm in no contact with my family. Like I just, you feel me? In the readings, they picking up, oh, she's selling her body. Oh, she doing this. Oh, she doing that. Whole time, my reading's $200, and it costs even 50 just to just get on my line. That's the truth. What I gotta sell pussy for? But they're projecting because that's all that they know. That's all that they've seen women do. That's all that they've experienced. They haven't experienced someone building a business and creating things in their own life. They never experienced that. They never experienced asking friends, asking other people for assistance instead of going out and doing some wicked and wild things for $1. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, right? But that's them projecting. They don't know what the fuck I got going on. But that's what people do when they don't know, they project. They make assumptions, they assume. And it's a part of the human experience because all of us do it, right? It's not always negative. And like I said, that's why it's a separation. The conscious, people who are conscious, and people who are not. There's no in between. That's why they say people are ignorant. What does ignorant mean? It means stupid. What does stupid mean? Not knowing shit. That means you're unconscious. When you're conscious, you know what the fuck going on. Oh, and it's so simple. The shit kind of silly for real. But that's how things can people can be so easily manipulated because of that simple factor right there. Do you guys have any questions about that? Okay, I see how projection works. Yes, ma'am. That's just not being conscious. It's not being aware. And again, it's about the human experience. So don't feel bad for being or for projecting. Be aware. That's it. And then once you're aware of that, it's like, okay, is that my energy or is that somebody else projecting onto me? Right. And then I'll break it down like a process because this is the dope thing about spirituality, right? Especially when you use it in the correct way. Because a lot of people like abuse it, right? But this is how you use it to heal. This is how you use it to heal yourself and others. So with the projection, it makes you aware of the things that you're projecting. Once you receive the projection, whether someone's projecting onto you or whether you're projecting onto someone else, it makes you conscious. When you use your consciousness, it makes you question yourself and question the projection, right? Why am I thinking like this? What made me think like this? What caused me to think like this? What experiences have I went through personally that my mind automatically goes to that thought when I experience, see, or hear this, they, or that thing, right? Person, place, or thing, whatever. Okay. And it starts to make you analyze it. And once you analyze it, you can break it down. This is why God always, that's literally one of the first commandments in the Bible is judge not, what is it? Why do I, because I just hate I ain't gonna say I hate, I dislike the way that the Bible is written, but basically do not judge your neighbor in layman's terms. Judge not thy neighbor, I believe. Y'all got to get back to me on the scripture because you know I be in my book of Psalms a lot, and I know that's not in Psalms. That's in one of the first few chapters. Don't catch me slipping. Don't catch me slipping. Mind your business. Cause she like, BK, what's going on? You be knowing your verses, BK. I know, I know. We're not perfect. I'm still human. But facts. Okay, so and that's what makes it so dope about that though, because that's when it turns into healing. Because if it doesn't turn into healing, right? If you don't transmute it into that, it's passing judgment, it's being judgmental, it's creating false realities, it's creating illusions in your own mind. It gets deep. Okay. How to identify when I'm picking up on projected energy. I'm still struggling with this one. Okay, cool. How long does it take for energetic cords to die off after cord cutting and distance? Mm. It depends on how deep the tie is, to be completely honest. It really depends on how deep that tie is. Like if you just met somebody, they were in your energy for like a day and you do a cord cut, like something felt weird. Let me get this lady or energy out my cord cut it, whatever. Cool, something like that, right? And then they just won't be in your energy. But if it's somebody that you spent years, decades with, that could take a few tries, a few attempts, that might take some time. I ain't gonna lie. The most Bible toting people are the most judgmental. Yeah, they are. And that's because of the indoctrination. That's, if I'm being completely honest, the people who quote the Bible the most are the people who know God the least. Let me say that again. The people who know the word the most know God the least. Because I'm gonna tell you something, the word that we read right now was used to enslave our people mentally. When you are enslaved mentally, that means that you are not conscious. When you are not conscious, that means that you are unconscious. So if you're unconscious, that means that you're not connected. So if that means that you're not connected, then that means that you're not aligned. It's a sacred process. This shit is intricate. But yeah, and then it's a book of spells as well. So even the way that they write it, and I don't want to get too deep, but Spirit is telling me to kind of get deep right now. So I'm gonna get deep. Even the way that they write it, well, not too much, but the way that they write it can be used against you if you don't know how to discern what the text is trying to tell you, right? And I'm gonna tell you the story with my grandma, because remember I was on give me a second. When my grandmother was still here, period, the one that I was discussing on my Instagram story today, we used to watch The Word a lot because she always had it on the TV. It was either, The Price is Right, the stories, or church. So cool. One of the last conversations that I had with her was church. And she would tell me how, like, her experience as a little girl when she went to church. Now, mind you, this is my great grandmother, not my grandmother, my great grandmother. She was 90, not 89 at the time. Um, she was 89 at the time. And it was crazy because she says something like, I remember going to church, like I used to have these conscious conversations with her. And she was like, I remember going to church and I felt like the pastor, why do I feel like I'm channeling her voice right now? She said, I felt like the pastor just didn't tell me the truth. I just felt like he was reading from the Bible, reading the scriptures, and he didn't know what he was talking about. He just was saying a word, and I just was sitting there listening as a little girl with my daddy, and I was just like, he, and she was like, it makes sense. Because remember on the story I was telling y'all about Sarah Jake Roberts, right? I love my grandma, bro. Like, I love that lady so much. Um, where I really love that lady. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so with that being said, the way that they not only wrote the Bible, but taught the Bible. Nah, for real. Not only the way that they wrote it, but the way that they taught it, the way that they indoctrinated it. Like you have to think about it like this. You have to think about it like this. Like, I'm hearing, yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And people just think that that's just a scripture. Yeah, though I walk through the valley, life every day, the shadow of death, the dark shadow spirits, the motherfuckers who are not conscious, all the low vibrational entities. I will, you feel me? That's literally what the shadow of death is. And even for yourself, the shadow of death, the death of your own ego. I will fear no evil. I won't even fear myself when I see the dark things within myself. Most people think it's outside of them. It's an actual valley. Two things can be true at the same time. You see how that works? That's how they indoctrinated it. Oh, when I go out here, I'm protected. Nah, they're talking about protecting you from destroying yourself. That's the only person that you can change in this world is yourself. And then once you change, and it changes the energy of everybody else around you that you affect. It's like dominoes. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And we can get deeper into it, but I'm not trying to turn this into a Bible study. Um, I've been reading at least 6 scriptures a day. Let's get into it. Period. Sister, sometimes I think we are unconscious until the Most High let us be unconscious. So I think we are unconscious until the Most High let us be conscious, maybe is what you meant. But think I get what you. But no, that's the truth. That's the truth. Like when you're ready, I just heard like when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear, and that's the truth. That's the truth. And shoot, yeah, and probably was. Period. Just let me know if you guys can hear me, if the connection is good, and if you have any other questions, definitely feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm really enjoying this with you guys. Thank you. And thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We're definitely going to do another one of these. Good. Okay, cool. We're definitely going to do another one of these. I enjoy hosting. Um, and I think I'm going to do the structure like this. Like I am going to do the structure like to where it's a class and a Q&A simultaneously. Okay, I figured. But yeah, that's the truth. That is absolutely the truth. When you're ready, you'll get all the information that you're seeking. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all other things shall be added onto you. That's crazy. Shit, that'd be my good word. I love this. Me too. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So drink lots of water, ground daily, which is walk barefoot in the grass, touch a tree, hug a hug, or spend time with animals. Hugs also let off. I forgot what it lets off. It's something. I gotta check my other notes, but it's really good. I want to say serotonin. I want to say serotonin. I want to say serotonin. I could be wrong. Fact check that for me. But when you give people hugs, it releases serotonin, if I'm not mistaken. I don't like being touched. Please don't touch me if you ever see me in person. But hug your kids, hug your wives, hug your husbands, hug your family, hug yourself. I hug myself all the time. But other people, I don't like other people touch me like that. For real. But that's important to know. Because I don't want somebody being like, Brooklyn is in the blog. She doesn't giving people dick. She doesn't like her. What the fuck they be saying? The crowds, the community. I'm like, child, that's just who I am. Like, I'm like, child, relax. If I don't want to be touched, I don't want to be touched. Correct, but there are other ways. Yeah, exactly. Many other ways. Make sure that you are doing things that bring in serotonin, not so much dopamine, but serotonins, okay? Serotonins are very important. I mean, a balance of all of them, but to help you ground yourself. Take salt baths. That's also really important. Don't want to embrace no one's possible demons. Correct. They can go back home with them. Shit, the fuck? You can't come in my house. Can't come in my motherfucking house. No. All right, let's keep going. Rest, your nervous system is recalibrating. I think we spoke about rest already. Okay, cool. I answered all the questions. Journal and release emotions that surface. So I talked about this a lot. I talked about this a whole lot, like journaling, especially in the morning because it helps you to especially in the morning or at night, whenever you have time to really release and purge all of the things that you have built up, all the things that you could be thinking throughout the day. Excuse me, you can even do possible journal prompts, like shadow work prompts. Sometimes I send prompts on the daily emails. So you can do those sort of prompts. If you don't know where to start or where to write, go back to our daily update emails. You guys know I always add scriptures to our daily emails, and I also add journal prompts, not to all emails, but to some of them, especially during the beginning of the week, because I like to do that to get you guys kind of like gears going in the right direction and kind of help you to focalize. And I believe today's email has the questions, like some journal prompts for you guys. Yeah. Exactly. Some journal prompts. How do I want to feel by Friday? What am I intentionally calling in this week? What distractions am I done entertaining? And then the scripture of the day is commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. Proverbs 6 and 3. Interesting. I love that. This was today. Oh no, this was yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday's. So what was today's email? Let me see. Did they send out today's email? They should have sent out today's email. Did y'all get today's email? If you need the journal prompts, go back to yesterday's email, okay? Don't want, oh, yeah. Sunbathing is another way to receive serotonin. Yes, sunbathing is one of like my favorites. I know a lot of people stargazing, sunbathing, moonbathing. Um, Even if you're like at work, from home, at the office, whatever, you can still like look out the window, try to stare in near a window 10, 15 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, if you cannot physically get outside and sit under the sun or sit in the sun. This is really good. Did you have any more questions? I have a few more things to get through before we wrap it up. Hi, remember me? Hi, I don't. I do not remember you. Were you a part of TikTok community? Because sometimes, like, I know y'all be like coming from TikTok, but I swear if y'all change y'all names or y'all profile pictures, I may not remember. No shade, no shade, no shade at all. Okay, we're gonna keep going. And this is just the Ascension Symptoms Q&A class. We're almost at the end actually, but if you guys have any questions about Ascension Symptoms, I was from the live where you were talking about the now. Oh yes, I do remember. I do remember. I do. I do. I recall a little, I believe. A little. Let me not do too much. I smoke a lot of weed, so it's fine. Let's keep going. Okay, so number 5 is work with your guides through prayer, candles, or divination. Let me be clear with this. Please start with prayer. The best way to connect with your guides is through prayer. Do not pick up no candle. Do not practice no divination. Do not tap into none of that unless you are being guided to do so, unless you are working with light and intentional energy. Because I don't care what you are doing, what you are playing around with, it will backfire on you. Whatever intention you are trying to put out there, it will backfire on you. Whatever ill will or whatever, trying to bind yourself, love, Matt, like I don't even have to be specific because people be weird. It will come back on you. When you are tapping into divination, you want to make sure that you, because this, I'm very, y'all know when I don't be playing no games, I'm right in y'all face because this is serious. Because people think that this type of stuff is wow, it's fake. People literally lose their life with this type of shit. I keep telling y'all this. And it's not because of, it's because they do it to themselves. People hang themselves by a fucking rope because they think they can play around with these deities and these spirits and all of this and God foremost. That's not what this is. Y'all know that is not what I preach. That is not what I practice. That is not what I tolerate here at this channel. Okay? So, anyway, before you pick up any candles, any divination, I don't care what you tapping into, even if it's tarot cards, make sure that you are praying. Praying. Life and death is on the power of the tongue. Okay? The things that you speak are powerful, 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 more than you know, more than you know. Okay? You need to learn how to pray before you think you about to cast any hex, spell, voodoo, what the mixer, whatever y'all got going on. That's not even my business. Whatever y'all got going on, pray. I was scrolling and I just saw the live pop up, so I clicked it. Welcome back, Lovey. Nah, I don't fuck around. I'm already knowing. I turned 13 on last Thursday. I love how I have like young community. Welcome in, Lovey. What if I was burning a letter to the Most High? That's still prayer because right in scripture, those are still words. That's still spell casting. That's still considered prayer. But that's fine. That's simple divination. But you still have to pray before you write in that letter. And you're praying actually while you're writing that letter because those are speaking words out into the universe or whoever you're intentionally praying to, or even if you're just journaling. But that's still considered a prayer or a petition, technically, or their minds because you're burning it. So that's a part of a ritual. You're welcome, Lovey. You guys, these are really good questions. Definitely keep them coming. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm not trying to use tarot, maybe a little candle in the future, but you'll be the first I consult with. Awesome. And you know I'm coming out with the free candle magic class because I want you guys to know how to properly do candle magic. Like, I feel like we need more people, more practitioners. Even if you guys are not practitioners, you need to be able to know how to perform this work for yourself, how to protect your families, how to grow, how to heal with candle magic because it's a powerful tool to use, especially if you do it safely. And just a tidbit for anyone who is interested in tarot, start with oracle cards first because tarot can be a little complex to learn, but find a nice oracle deck that you feel comfortable learning with. You can connect with your guide, you can connect with spirit, you can connect with your higher self, all three simultaneously. And then you receive messages. Start to do readings on yourself. That's how you get more powerful. Because if you try to start doing readings on other people first, it might not work out for you. And that's how people start to lose their fucking mind. I'm not going to hold you. I could have said that a little bit more gentle, but gentle parenting is for gentle children. Let's keep going. Why do I have a number one on my chat with a crown? I don't know. I don't see it. Why do I have a number one on my chat with a crown? Yeah, I'm not sure. Look, I'm like, I don't see it. Maybe it's for you to see. Yeah, but yeah, y'all, do not play around with that divination, man. unless you know what you're doing. But yeah, I'm going to start hosting the free candle magic classes, and they're going to be hosted on Thursdays. I'm not sure of the time yet. Um, I'm thinking about later in the day, but I'm not gonna lie, like I like to go to bed around 9 o'clock. Around 9 o'clock. So it may be around like 3:30, 4 o'clock, kind of how we started around today, and it'll like go through there. But I don't know, because then people might be at work and stuff too. But the people who are dedicated will be here. But I may need to do it later in the day so people can like actually take notes and stuff like that. I might just have to take a nap or something. It's light purple. Yeah, I'm not sure. Excuse me. That was so unladylike. Do tarot and oracle have the same spiritual awareness on you when you start using them? I'm not trying to see too much. Um, so the thing about oracle is oracle gives a message, tarot tells the story. Oracle, these are the nails. Little Dollar Tree press-ons. I'm like, these are so cute. And I usually don't get my nails from the Dollar Tree, but I was like, these is cute. Yes, 125, 125. You know they petty for that 25 cent, but it's whatever. Yes, baddie. I told y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Um, wait, okay. Do tarot and oracle have the same spiritual? Okay, yeah. So oracle gives guidance. Like if you're just looking for guidance, yeah, for real, you are a baddie. Thank you, Lovey. When you do oracle, it does give more guidance. Tarot tells more of a story. Like if you're trying to be messy, find out some shit, do tarot. If you're trying to like, what do I need to know right now, spirit? It's like, oh, you need to meditate more. You're doing great. Start coloring in the purple with lilacs in the back or something like that. Do oracle cards. Um, is it bad to smoke weed? Everybody's experience is different. And the reason I'm gonna say everybody's experience is different is because I talk to my Orishas, my spiritual team, my guides all the time, right? Um, well, not even my Orishas, because I don't really, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, everybody's experience is different. For some people, it is bad to smoke weed. For other people, it doesn't affect them. Okay. And the reason that it doesn't affect some people because some people ancestors were into that type of stuff, or into psychedelics, or into psychobicillins and all that type of stuff. We're into the tobacco. Some people even chew tobacco. That helps them activate. You can even offer tobacco to some of your ancestors and things like that. But other people ancestors aren't like that, right? So some people may use like alcohol for their ancestors or drink, but I don't like drinking. And spirits is different in that way. I'm talking about just feeding your actual spirits. But for smoking weed, some people can, some people don't. Okay. Let me break this down too, because this is important, because it was a reason that I brought up the drinking. I don't know why I got drinking in with the smoking, but because I personally don't drink, right? But some people, like my ancestors, if I give them an offering, I'll give them alcohol, or you can give them alcohol or something, right? That's good for them. Other people, ancestors, may not like alcohol. They might like candy or fruit. So just keep that in mind. That's also significant. I don't know why. Very cute. They are really, thank you. Those are cute. See ya. Brought my daughter a whole bunch on TikTok. They have some really cute ones. Oh, nice. I never thought. Oh, yes. You know what? Somebody did tell me to get them off of TikTok before. Thank you. Honestly, it depends if people who don't like me are around. I know it's not safe. Thank you. Honestly, it depends if people who don't like me are around. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, never. That's important, especially in this day and age. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I don't know how old you are, But I remember like just back in the day, it was like a social thing. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like a social thing, right? But it's also a ritual. 37? Okay. So yeah, you know how back in the day ciphers, people all come together, we doing, blowing big ones and stuff like that, right? I gotta be honest, I gotta be transparent with my community. So once you in this age, I'll say once things shifted to the age of Aquarius, it started in 2008, officially transited in 2020. So that's why afterwards you could have wanted to maybe be more reclusive. If this is something that you do or something that you felt, it's a reason that your spirit felt energetically aligned to do so. You could have just started maybe doing it by yourself, maybe with a girlfriend or two or whatever the case may be, but no more in a group of people because it doesn't feel right. It literally makes you feel unsafe. And honestly, if you're like me, I never was the type of person who would do that in front of a whole bunch of like people, or if I did, I would do that and then I would leave. You know what I mean? Or it's like I'll have my little with my folks and then because it's a ritualistic experience and it is a way to connect to your ancestors. It truly is for some people. But for others, like I have a girlfriend and she is so aware that it causes or creates psychosis in her. It doesn't do that for me. So yeah, it doesn't do that for me. But I will say, and I don't care what nobody says, you are more powerful without it, and that's the truth. And um I feel like you can use it certain strains sometimes if you're looking for certain things, like you can utilize psychobacillin, right? Which is like mushrooms. If anyone wants to know what psychobacillins are, you it's like a psychedelic that you can use. I don't want to do too much because I don't know if that's illegal to talk about or not. But anyway, um Imma just scratch it. I don't even wanna talk about that just in case they might try to ban it. I'm still getting used to the rules here on, YouTube. Okay, so and that's so crazy. The last one was stay off social media when needed to avoid overload, and that goes for any type of social media or any type of media, period. News, TV shows, toxic TV shows especially. Um, I did that the first time in a week. I prefer being clean, learning. Yeah. You're more advanced. You see things more clearly. It's not as clouded. And I ain't gonna hold you. The downloads are crazy. I'm so scared to try that. I feel like that will alter my mental. Some people don't need it, and I'm not gonna hold you. Unless you're super, super spiritually tapped in, I do not recommend it. And I honestly can see why some people, or not some people, I see why it's actually illegal. Like I can see that. Psychobacillins are for spiritually inclined people, period. It's not some shit that you just play around with. That's the truth because it can alter your state of mind, especially if you're not ready. It's like being sent into a spiritual awakening, but you skipping the first three steps. Like you're not going through the bliss. You're not going through just the essential awakening. You're not going through the void. You skipping all those and just going straight into the dark night. And it's like, what the? That's literally what it does, essentially. So, hmm hmm yeah, I love mushrooms. I ain't gonna lie. I love me a mushroom. And I feel like I had a friend, I keep calling this girl a friend. I had a soul sister or an associate. I call her an associate. And she used to microdose. And she asked me before, because she suffered from depression a lot. And she was like during her healing stage, right? Because I know in my spirit, or I feel in my spirit, hopefully she is better now. But like I said, the process is hard. It takes a lot. And you really have to be open to it because it doesn't matter. And she was older than me. A lot of people older than me. My whole community damn near is older than me, if I'm being honest. Just about, but I have people of all ages, 13-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 60-year-olds. Age doesn't matter because we're in the age of Aquarius. So this is the first time ever in history that we are ever all this evolved as a consciousness, as a collective consciousness. Let me say that again. This is the first time ever in 2025 as a collective consciousness we have ever been here. Ever. Okay? So give yourself some grace with that. All right. Oh my goodness, my damn mic about to die. Maybe ayahuasca someday. You got to be ready for ayahuasca, and I will only do ayahuasca if you are being guided. Do not do ayahuasca unguided. Like you need to have somebody guide you through that. Like, don't just go take an ayahuasca. Go to an actual ceremony and have a priest guide you through your trip, because ayahuasca is more powerful than it can be more powerful than shrooms, but it all does the same thing, kinda, kinda. They're I won't say the same thing. I'll say similar. Excuse me, I was a little hungry. I was not expecting this class to be this long. I would do the retreat. Yes, no other way. Exactly. Excuse me. Now we've officially, hold on, we've officially been here almost 2 hours. And that's a fact because it's 5 o'clock now. And that's crazy. Do you ever feel like the weather is talking to you, saying they are fighting for you? Last night it was thundering like crazy every time I did something or thought something. Yes. And you want to know something even crazier? You are connected to the elements. And once you become powerful enough, you can control the elements. You can make it rain. You can talk to thunder. You can hear trees. They speak to you. The birds speak to you. The wind speaks to you. It whispers. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Coaching sessions linked in bio. If you want to learn how to enhance your spiritual gifts. You can also talk to animals and stuff. Like the things that we've seen as kids is true. Like why? Okay, so I'm gonna say it like this. Think of cartoons. Let's go back in history. And for everybody in here, we're all in different age brackets. We're all in different timelines. And as a child, we had different cartoons. And the cartoons were entertaining depiction of what you grew into. For instance, I'm gonna use me as an example. I'm a 95 baby. Let me turn this off. Okay. I'm a 95 baby, right? I watched Dragon Tales growing up. What are popular now? Not when I was a kid, because that wasn't popular, but what are popular now? We literally, do I have my crystals on? Hold on. I think I have my crystal over here somewhere. Dragon Tales, come along, Dragon Tales. Somebody could have been born in the 70s, the Jetsons and all that type of stuff. Electric cars and the future and phones and da da da. AI, phones, the internet. Y'all were born into the internet. Y'all grew into the internet. It wasn't just something that you can just get up and do 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 do. I remember because I'm right in between. We used to have to dial it up. If your mom called the house phone and you was on the computer, you was in trouble because why are you tying up my lines? Why are you tying up my lines? You're not supposed to be on the computer. It's very, very relatable. That is what we do here at the Divine. I make spirituality comprehensible because
the facade of it, or the I keep hearing fugaziness of it. It's just not real. It's so much deeper, but so common at the same time. Hell yeah, using all those free American online CD-ROMs. Remember we used to make our own CDs. We used to burn CDs. I felt like it was my true. Hold on, wait. I felt like it was my true love talking to me. Now that's dope. Lightning struck when I was correct. You know what? Because you said you felt like it was your true love talking to you. This is also the age of, and I'm gonna explain this. Um, a lot of people are so big on the twin flame journey, but a lot of people don't truly understand what the twin flame journey is. The twin flame journey is simply a soul that has elevated a soulmate. I'll call it a soulmate. A twin flame is just a soulmate who has reached a certain peak in their own spiritual contracts. Once they reach their peak on their spiritual contract, then you reach your peak on your spiritual contract. Energetically, you can start pulling on each other, or the universe will start to pull you in, I'll say, because it's like a vortex. Think of it like a vortex, right? And you don't even know who this person is. I'm telling you, I can almost bet you that. You feel me? Like, I can almost bet you that you don't know who the fuck this is, because this is everybody's twin flame journey. We don't know who these people are. We just feel somebody pulling on our soul. And sometimes you can think somebody's a twin flame. They can end up being a karmic twin flame, or somebody could actually be a twin flame. Everybody's experience is different. Yep, look, no idea who it is, because that's a typical experience. Vortex. And honestly, I ain't gonna say that because it's not always karmic. Um, but the vortex, you pull it in, and what will happen is, because you're vibrating on a certain frequency, it's kind of like being tuned into a radio station. If you don't tune into a certain station, you can't hear the music on that station. It's the same thing with the twin flames. If this person isn't tuned into the same frequency that you're tuned into, you're not going to be able to be connected. It still might be some sort of static, which is where the signs and the synchronicities come in, because the signs and synchronicities and them trying to speak with you is trying to get you to fine tune your station to the right channel, so that way you guys can finally align. Does that make sense? Yeah. Does that make sense? You say he's fighting for justice. Oh, dope. Yes, it makes sense. Yeah. A lot of the a lot of the a lot of the masculines are. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the divine feminines were, but most of the time, and I'll be completely honest, and it's the same thing always in life. Like, women advance quicker than men, especially. I ain't gonna say especially, because some men are really sharp with this stuff. But you write poetry. I do actually. Everybody says I'm speak, but I don't know. That's just how my higher self perceives words. I've always been very much into like literature and things like that. Um, but I love that. So yeah, the feminine is always going to be more advanced than the masculine. Almost always. I'm not going to say always, but almost always. So that's why you can kind of feel that energy on him, or exuding off of that frequency, I'll say. And thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Um, I am a spiritual advisor and a psychic medium. So if you guys ever need readings, spiritual coaching sessions, and I also offer spiritual development. If you are a psychic medium, or if you are looking to grow your psychic abilities and gifts, I also offer not courses, but personal one-on-one classes, and it's all linked in the bio. And I do offer Afterpay and Klarna for payment options if you guys need to break the payments down. Period. Do you guys have any more questions? This was good. And that was pretty much it. I did go through all the information. Whew. Y'all had me out here chatting. I said I wanted to teach today though. And the first one I'm gonna start is next week. I'm gonna start the first candle magic class next Thursday. I'll do a poll, like probably through email or through Instagram. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at the Find Divine IG. The Instagram is a small community and we are growing. Be sure to follow the page. But we'll do a poll on there to see what is the best time, and I'll also do it via email. So when I send out the email, definitely be sure that you guys respond back to the email so that way I can see what is the best time for us to perform the class. I'm thinking anywhere between, I don't know, I want to say 3:30 to like 5 o'clock. But I don't want it later than 5 because y'all know I'm an early bird. I go to bed at 9. We working you today, fags. Working me. They working me. Um, yeah, they'll probably come up later. Okay. How do I discover who took my crown? It's a representation of my trails and burdens. So I don't want to answer that right now. It is good to have open communication for sure. But that would be more so like a Akashic record reading. And I do offer Akashic record readings as well. Or honestly, I wouldn't even say an Akashic record reading because it may not be that serious or that deep. That may be something that you can do in like a personal one-on-one reading, just to get the information on it. But that seems kind of sacred, and I don't know. I'm just a reader with integrity. So if I feel like if it's some information that other people should not know, or if it's some information that can be used against you, I don't like to do that publicly. But yeah, I got you whenever you're ready, if you ever need to know that. And just a forewarning, if you do get a reading or something somewhere else, don't don't ask the reader that on live. This was good. Did you guys have any more other questions? She said I understand. Okay, cool. Oh, this was good. Oh, and if let me explain why it's not good to say that on live. The only reason it's not good to say that on live is because that could be a part of, yeah, a lot of people have broken into them. I'm so glad you feel that way. You're so sweet and awesome. Nah, for real. Damn, BK, you ride home with me and everything. Shotgun, period. Yeah, I personally went through a lot of spiritual attacks. So it saddens me when because I know what I had to go through or the things that I've been through just by being ignorant and not aware of certain information. You know what I mean? So I definitely protect like the people who I feel like God sends my way is for a reason. That's why I'm just like whenever y'all are ready. But yeah, a lot of people. So a lot of people just pay attention and can like it's crazy. But all right, you guys. Now I rode all the way home with you. That's crazy. That's crazy. Excuse me. Okay, I think I answered all the questions. I look forward to the candle magic. Hey, girly. You missed the entire class. You know what? Detention. It's like, nah. Because coming in after a 2-hour class is diabolical. I'm not even going to lie. Thank you for reminding me that guy likes boys. LOL. I know you want to rest. Thank you, sir. That man like boys. Let him be with his best friend. It's like, nah. We was on for a hella long. No, for real. She just scrolled in like, hey. I'm like, Where you been at? Where you been at? Why are you just now coming to class? Hey yo, I kid, not you playing hooky. She like, see what had happened was I had to stop about a year. All right, y'all. Y'all know I'm a damn fool. Okay. Um. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. This was beautiful. This was beautiful. So now I know how to set up the classes. It's going to be the Q&A in a class because when I just do the Q&A, y'all like, I don't know. So the class plus the Q&A, we locked in. I got it. I got y'all. Right, didn't bring no snacks or nothing. You feel me? She ate the whole meal before she got here. I promise you she did. She didn't even bring us nothing or nothing. Like, it's crazy. I'm over here throat dry. Like, the fuck? That's diabolical. Get some rest, Queen. Much love. See you later, lovey. Thank you. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Right, still smell like McDonald's fries. You feel me? Chick-fil-A, I smell it on your lip. Bye, y'all.